collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Spider-Man vs. Green Goblin 2-pack from the Epic Heroes series from Hasbro. So I thought this line was dead, but we're getting a few more releases it seems, and I'm very excited to finally be getting some more villains in the line. Yet another version of Spider-Man. Okay, I guess we always have to have Spider-Man, but very excited for the Goblin here. It comes with this glider. It looks like Spider-Man comes with some kind of web gliding pack or something like that. We're back to new packaging here with bubble on card, so no more cardboard boxes with the hole cut out, which is kind of nice. Over here on the back, you can see product shot of the two facing off. I found this at Target, so these are popping up at Targets. I know some people had found listings for them a while ago on Entertainment Earth, so you could get it there. But I think you have to buy a whole case if you get it from Entertainment Earth. So I would probably just say check your local Targets. That's where I found mine. But yeah, pretty cool packaging. I'm going to go ahead and get them out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the two figures out of the packaging. We'll start over here with Spider-Man, just because I think he's the least impressive of the two. So you have the little glider piece here. It clips very easily onto the figure. It's not even like a super tight clip. It just kind of uses friction to clip around the waist, and then it also has these pieces up here on the shoulder, but stays on pretty well. No issues there. You can put the arms out to the side if you want to pretend like it's web wings in between his arms and his legs, something like that. But it's a decent little accessory. Painted nicely, molded in the red plastic, and then it has the light blue painted on. I think it looks pretty good. No issues there. Spider-Man, it's the same Spider-Man figure you probably have several times by now with a slightly different paint scheme. So this is basically Spider-Man, but he's got these light blue highlights. It's just on the front of the chest, and then this little bit down here, and it kind of stops halfway. And I completely understand if they didn't want to continue this onto the back, because the back kind of goes into the arms, and so I understand then you'd have to do the arms as well, and they didn't want to do that. But I feel like they should have at least done down here just around the belt, and the same on the back as well, because of how they have it down here. I mean, technically they should have done it everywhere, but it has to stop somewhere. But I feel like they should have at least done around the belt. I do like the light blue spider on the back. That's at least something a little different. Otherwise, it's just Spider-Man. It's not really that different, but still a good little figure. I think the head looks good. Eyes are nicely painted. Head's on a ball joint, so you can move it side to side. You can move it back and down a little bit. You have nice hinges in the shoulder. I don't know why the hinge piece is done out of blue instead of red. I don't know if they're trying to pretend like that's part of the costume or they just goofed. I don't really know, but it definitely stands out. It should be red there. But still, it's a nice rotation and hinge. You have a hinge and a rotation at the elbow. The forearm and hand are one solid piece, so there's nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. Kick decently far forward, and then you have this hinge here. It does look a little weird when you have part of the leg cut out when he kicks to the side, but the articulation is there. Unfortunately, no thigh swivel, but you do have a hinge and a rotation at the knee, and then from the knee down, the leg is one solid piece, so nothing in the ankle, no swivel at the boot cuff or anything like that. That's all one solid piece, but decent little Spider-Man figure. Like I said, I think it's the same mold they've been using for a while now, just painted slightly differently, but still kind of cool. I saw a couple people online, and my friend Corey said that it kind of, with the blue highlight, looks almost like the British Spider-Man costume, or at least it's a little close to that. And it does kind of remind me of that. Not close enough to really sell it as that, but I guess if you have an active imagination, you could pretend that this is British Spider-Man if you want. So there's an idea for you. But let's move on to the highlight of the set. Let me get him to actually stand here. There we go. The Green Goblin, I think he looks great. The glider, I think, works really well. I think that looks solid. Would be nice if it had like a clear plastic piece you could put it on top of, like a little flight stand, but I understand why that's not included. But still looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and take him off so that we can check it out. It's just molded in this kind of gunmetal gray colored plastic. There is a peg for the bottom of the foot on this side. I think it was smart not to put it on both sides, because the way you kind of have to get him in here, you kind of have to get that curvy part of the toe of his boot underneath the strap and then peg that in. And then you have to kind of bend it, and you utilize those hinges in the waist, very similar to Spider-Man. And then you have to kind of just sling this one underneath here. I think to try to get them both to be completely flat wouldn't work, and that's why they didn't bother to put the peg on both sides. I think that was smart. And the one holds it on there perfectly fine, so you don't need the two. But we'll take this off again, and we'll put this off to the side. I think this figure looks great. I think the head sculpt especially looks great. The eyes are nicely detailed. I love the purple hood. I think that works well. The ears look great. Just all in all, it's a really nice look. Again, you have a ball joint. I feel like he's got an even better range of motion than Spider-Man as far as looking up, side to side. You can tilt side to side. You have the hinge and the rotation in the shoulder. Now, for this one, I guess it makes a little bit more sense because I'm sure the entire arm was molded in green, and then the brown and the purple was just painted on there. Would have been nice, but if they put paint on the joint, that can flake off over time, so I understand why they didn't. This one makes a little bit more sense to me. But still looks sharp. I like the purple on the chest. I think that's really nicely done. Kind of a metallic purple, which looks really sharp. This little rubber piece for the harness with his two satchels, I think works really well. That looks good. You have the hand done here in the purple plastic, which I think works well. I can't tell if these are actually done in purple plastic or some other color and then painted purple. But either way, they look sharp. He's got a closed fist and an open hand. I do wish he came with a pumpkin bomb accessory. Unfortunately, not the case. But still a good looking figure. Kicks, all the leg articulation is the same as Spider-Man. So you've got the same hinge and rotation in the knee. Almost looks like the knee pads were supposed to be a different color, but I'm fine with them just being green. But there is some nice molded detail in there. If you wanted to customize it with your own paint job, you could. And I think, you know, he's got the big pirate boots. I think that works, and I love the little hook at the end of his toes. So all in all, it's a really great figure. I think they did a really nice job. I'm very happy to get more villains in this line, and I'm very happy with how Green Goblin turned out. I think he looks phenomenal. Might be one of the best ones they've done so far. I think the figure looks great. The glider's great. He connects well to the glider. He also just feels a lot more imposing than Spider-Man. I guess Spider-Man's supposed to be lanky and thin, but the Goblin just feels larger. I know they're about the same size, but he just feels larger than Spider-Man does. But yeah, he came out great. I'm really happy with the Goblin. And I know a lot of people weren't happy with him being in 2-packs because you have to get another version of Spider-Man. But I think the Goblin's worth it. I mean, I really do. I think they did such a nice job. It would have been nice if maybe they just did the Goblin with the glider, a couple of pumpkin bombs or something, and just made it $12 or $15. I think that could have worked. Just pack them with a couple more accessories and do like a deluxe. But I guess they just don't really have that price point worked out. But honestly, I think I got this 2-pack for $15. I think it was supposed to be $20, but Target had it on sale, or they labeled it wrong. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was $15. I think the retail price is $20, which I still think is fair because you're getting 2 figures and, you know, 2 glider accessories. For that makes them $10 a piece. I think that's fair, but getting it for $15 I think was an absolute steal. So the Goblin is phenomenal. Spider-Man is perfectly fine. It's just another Spider-Man with a slightly different paint job because they've done so many at this point. But if you don't have any kind of Spider-Man figure yet, you know, he's perfectly good. I mean, he's got the one web shooting hand, the grasping hand, so if you have an accessory for him to hold. Same with Goblin having the grasping hand. But yeah, they're good figures. I just personally didn't need another Spider-Man, but I think the Goblin's worth it. Honestly, this is a really solid Goblin figure. I love the design, the color scheme. Having that little bit of brown, I think, really works and just kind of accents all the other colors. But the green and purple really, really look sharp. So definitely recommend this 2-pack. I think it's worth it for the Goblin alone. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.